everyone, what's up? Welcome to another video. So today we are going to be pulling for and building Odette, and I'm really excited to pull for her and build her. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into our video. Alright, so we're gonna start with pulling for her, and I had a 14 PD in advance and 32 wishes saved for her. Basically all I could get after losing the 50-50 on Sandrone's banner. But I think I'm actually really happy I lost the 50-50 because it means I'm guaranteed for Odette, and we are definitely gonna get her. It's just a matter of time. And I also was really hoping I'd get Alyosha, like constellations for him, but yeah, it seems like I'm not really gonna get him. So we're just gonna keep pulling with whatever we have and hope that Odette comes home on low PD. And it's really unfortunate that I'm getting a weapon as a 4-star because that's my least favorite thing to get as a 4-star. And it seemed like I wasn't really lucky with getting Alyosha either. And I got the 600 primos we get in the beginning of each patch, and used up those as well. Alright, so the rest of the wishes I'm going to be using on Odette's banner come from exploring Snezhnaya a little bit, because the pulls I had saved and also those 600 primos were officially over, so I had to actually use the primos this patch gives.
Worthless pile of garbage.
And now it seems like we are hitting a soft pity. I think it's soft pity, like 70 pity, I'm not sure. But yeah, it seems like Odette is really stubborn.
Do I get a share?
And this has to be one of the unluckiest pulling sessions I've ever experienced, because what do you mean I keep on getting a weapon as a 4-star and not a single Alyosha? I don't know, it's really disappointing. And now finally on 75 pity we finally managed to get Odette, and I'm really excited and happy I got her. And her attack animations are so pretty. Alright, so we're gonna start with ascending her, and I think I'm going to ascend her to level 84 now, and then we'll see if I will ascend her to level 90 or not. And I'm really glad I farmed these EXP books beforehand, because I would have definitely run out of them. if I didn't farm them. And now we gotta go and farm her materials, because my materials were only enough to get her to level 60. And I had no idea how this boss's mechanics work, so I just brought my favorite worker team to this, and was able to actually brute force through it, so it's really cool. And then we're gonna collect these first fairy flowers, which are really pretty, by the way. I think they're definitely my favorite local specialty of all the nations combined. And then we gotta craft the rest of her materials to get her to level 70. And now I decided to use my friend's team to farm her materials, like her bus materials, because my friend's team is also one of my favorite teams.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
And we were low-key starting to use up all of our resin. Like, yeah, I had those like from exploring, I think, from leveling up the I mean, some of them were from leveling up the meeting points in Snezhnaya, and others were from, I guess they were from the battle pass. But yeah, I had them saved from the previous patch for exactly this day. So, oh, and here we had to go to Signora's town to get the sunflower flowers. I ended up getting a luxurious chest after touching one of these little butterflies. And I just gotta say that the music there was so beautiful, and I just stopped there listening to it for a bit. And I do really love the Fatui locomotive in general, but yeah, the music there is genuinely stunning. Oh, and I do apologize if there are like little stutters or lags anywhere, because my recorder just kind of messed up there. But yeah, I do sincerely apologize. And there we now finally ascended her to level 80, and I think we can call this ascension over for now. And we're gonna claim our free standard pools. Alright, so now it's time for her weapon, which I'm just gonna give her the R5 level 90 Harbinger of Dawn. Time for her artifacts, and I'm obviously going to the domain to farm these. And being the impatient person I am, I decided to bring Odette herself into this domain with Risley. And it seemed like we weren't really getting anything from the domain, so I just decided to spend my elixirs and create some of our artifacts. And I got some more elixirs from exploring Snezhnaya. and leveling up the like meeting points. So yeah, we could finally get her some pretty decent artifacts. And we are going for an off-piece goblet. And this new Fatui set, I mean the goblet from the new Fatui set was kinda like, I mean it had 2 good stats, so I just decided to use that one. And now we're gonna start leveling up her artifacts, which is I think in my opinion is the most satisfying part of this video, because it goes very smoothly, like leveling up and all. But yeah, it gets kind of irritating when you don't get the stats you want. Like for example here, I just leveled up HP instead, and it was really annoying. And I do consider this sands to be her best piece because it has 3 of her desirable stats, and it also rolled really well and turned into one of those golden pieces. And the circlet also had good substats, but unfortunately it didn't really roll the crit damage, which is the most important here, I think. But yeah, and then I had left 1 level for this flower, and yeah, now her artifacts are over. Alright, so it's time for talents. I already had some like talent books from exploration, and I also had to exchange these like materials with stardust, because I had plenty of stardust. And I'm not really planning to level up her talents very high. I mean, I'm going to work on them later, but I just wanna level up her elemental skill to a decent level. And then we had to go farm her books from the domain, and I used my Raspberry team again with Odette. But yeah, it's not really doing crazy good damage, as you can see.
Orders given. Orders received. Emerge.
After farming her books for some time, I managed to get enough to get her skill to level 6 and leave it there. Alright, so now it's time for the last phase of her ascension. I did decide to get her to level 90 in the end, because I figured it would improve her damage a lot, since the enemies in my world are over 100. So, and now it's time to go ahead and collect the very last fairy frostberry flowers we need to get her to level 90. And after that, we just gotta go ahead and craft some materials, and we can get her to level 90 then. And as you can see, I literally used up all the credit gems that I had to be able to craft 6 of these big ones. But yeah, we did manage to get enough materials in the end and finally get her to level 90 and be done with our Odette build. Alright, so let's go for a build check. She has a 89% crit rate and 181 crit damage. Her weapon is Harbinger of Dawn, level 9, T and R5. And her artifacts, I'm gonna go through them, and I did use a feather for the feather to reroll the substats a little bit. And she's C0 and her talents are at 161 currently. Right, so the last phase of this video is going to be a showcase, and I decided to use a team where Odette plays the role of a DPS, because if I used another character as a DPS, we wouldn't have been able to see Odette's damage very clearly. But yeah, I think my Odette is doing decent damage, and I'm pretty happy with her build, although I will work on her talents later. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.